am completely blown away by the community's response to the GoFundMe. What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Smash JT. And for those of you that follow me on Twitter, and maybe you've seen other people talking about it on YouTube as well, I started a GoFundMe to help fight back against a very frivolous and frustratingly stupid lawsuit that Alyssa Mercante has tried to throw at me, beginning with a cease and desist letter and threatening to continue with this moving forward even after sending that letter. Do I think she'll actually progress and do more? No, I don't. I really don't think she's that stupid. But then again, I didn't think she was stupid enough to send the C&D in the first place. But anyways, I want to talk about the GoFundMe first because this absolutely blew my mind. When I first reached out to Ron Coleman to see if he'd represent me as a lawyer in this situation and fight back against people like Alyssa Mercante and her ridiculous lawyer that she has representing her, nothing about the money even entered my mind. It genuinely didn't. From as far as me paying for it to potentially using a GoFundMe to assist me paying for it later, I didn't think about that. I was so stressed about my own world, my life, my family, my kids, my mortgage, everything that I do in my life, that this kind of impacted me in a different way, where there was only one way to respond to it, and that is get the best possible lawyer that I know of to help represent and defend me against a waste of time, stupid lawsuit that I really don't need in my life. But after I made the video talking about how I got Ron Coleman to represent me and I was thanking you guys for all your support, I was getting a lot of comments, like a lot, saying, how can we help? I want to support you. What can I do? I want to participate in backing you. We got your back. So many supportive messages from you guys. And I was talking to my wife about this when we were having lunch, and I'm like, well, I just paid $2,500 to Ron. That was like part of our savings that we have, you know, our emergency funding that we have to pay bills in case everything comes crashing down on my family. But no, Alyssa wanted to take my emergency funds away from me because she wants to push her agenda and silence me. Like, first off, think about that for a second. She didn't care about the impact that she's making in my world. She doesn't care if my world comes crashing down. As long as I get silenced, she's happy. Because here's the thing that I realized after talking to multiple sources regarding this ridiculous 5-page letter that she sent me. She didn't really care about the fallout from doing this. She didn't think I'd get a lawyer, obviously. She thought, hey, we'll throw the cease and desist at him, maybe scare him into the point of actually listening to what we're telling him to do here, make the apology, write it exactly how we tell him to do it, promise him that if he does that, we won't pursue legal action, and then use that apology to get my channel taken down, because if I admit to what she's telling me that I did to her, it's against YouTube's terms of service, and she could bring that to YouTube and say, hey, take his channel down. He admitted to breaking the terms of service. And when I first heard people talking about that and saying that, I couldn't even wrap my head around it, because that is like a new level of evil that I've not even seen in my own life. I've never dealt with that personally. To deal with someone that didn't care if they destroyed your life's work, if they didn't care taking down your life's passion, because at the end of the day, she's scared that the truth about her gets exposed every time she gets talked about. But anyways, I digress. So after talking to my wife about this and deciding, okay, this is coming out of our emergency funding sources, we should probably try to get our money together and get things right, because this actually might be a long battle, and this is just the tip of the iceberg, and it gets very expensive from here on out when you're dealing with a very top-notch lawyer. And basically any lawyer in the legal system, it gets very expensive very quickly. And the last thing I want to do is waste my time on something as stupid as this. And more importantly, waste my money on something as stupid as this. Or even, in this case, using a GoFundMe and asking for the community's support. Because so many people had been asking to support me, I figured, okay, I just begrudgingly will do this because I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be the, oh, I'm making a GoFundMe, pay me money, oh, I'm going to make this money and use this for my own personal needs. That is the last thing that I ever want on this channel. Everything I do is for you guys. I built this YouTube studio for you guys. I focus on the games, the stories of the game industry to push the game industry further for you guys. And obviously there's a little bit of bias for myself because I love games and I do it for myself too, because I don't want to see the game industry continue to suffer and spiral going down the drain like it seems to be going every single day as we progress here. So I launched the GoFundMe for the $2,500 that I paid to Ron Coleman to represent me for this rebuttal letter, and also be my counsel for this moving forward, retaining him as a lawyer. And he took me on, and he's been absolutely epic. I don't have enough good things to say about Ron. He's awesome. It's also very expensive. $2,500 for a letter ain't cheap, but he's also representing me, and that's where the money comes in. So I launched the GoFundMe hoping that maybe I could come close to it or at least get something towards it. And in like 4 hours, it was completely covered and paid for. 4 hours. I was like, what? That was insane. That was absolutely insane. There was such a response from the community in a positive light. And I think I focused so much on this channel on the negative things in the game industry that I wanted to take a second here and say, this is a positive thing from the gaming community, showing that the gamers out there are awesome, are a force, are a force to be reckoned with. Like, this is a legitimate, amazing situation, and I just genuinely can't thank you guys enough. People like Melanie Mack and Alec Baldwin's Finger donating a ton of money, upwards of $500, and then a ton of other people donating $200 each, and then even more people with $50 each, and then even more people with $10, $20, $25. I could go through the entire list, but the thing is, there's a lot of full names there. I don't know about the privacy and what people want out there, but I just wanted to say thank you to all of you guys for the support. It's been so insanely incredible. But then you have the other side of the coin that I just can't help to talk about, because it's really irking the Alyssa Mercante simps out there that there is such a gigantic community supporting me right now, and they know they're losing and they don't know how to handle themselves. I've seen people write messages trying to get the GoFundMe taken down, saying they've reported it for illicit means and that it's a bad thing, or he listed it as an emergency but it's not an emergency. So under stipulation 1.B.2 we can get this GoFundMe taken down and this, that, the other thing. They're trying so hard and they keep losing. Time and time again, they lose. And it's just like they're so filled with anger and frustration and wallowing in their own losses. It's just, how can you lose so many times before you change sides and say, okay, I'll come over to the good side, the light side, and realize that the gamers are actually the good guys in the situation. But I mean, I guess that's the yin and the yang of life. You're always going to have the one side and other side of a coin. No matter how good somebody is, or no matter how positive a situation is, there's always the other side to try to balance it off. And I guess in a weird way, it does keep everybody honest, and people are going to do what they're going to do, and they have the freedom to try to tear each other down. It's just, it's sad that there's some people like that, but at the end of the day, we're winning, and we always win. And it's thanks to you guys that I can say that. So I just wanted to make this quick video and say thank you. Blown away by the support. It's absolutely epic. I've had a lot of people asking me, am I going to take her to court, or I should sue her proactively now and I should ask for more money? That is not my intent. And I guarantee you guys, I will not be moving forward or doing anything if it ends here. If Alyssa continues to progress and proceed and do things against me, that will change, and I will be a lot more proactive against her, especially if she tries to proactively sue me moving forward, because I did not respond to her C&D and apologize the way she wanted to. And if she does do that, Ron and I will definitely be pursuing anti-slap laws to the fullest extent of the law and making sure that we get exactly what we deserve out of this. Which is, again, why I'm saying it's not a threat. It's just a warning of what you're doing is not a good thing. It's actually why anti-slap laws were created, in the first place. So if you were smart, which I'm really having some serious questions about that these days, you would stop in your tracks, take the L, move on with your life. But I see people sharing things with me all the time about how you're saying I edited the 5 pages, that I edited it. Yeah, I edited my address out of it. Why would you not just say he edited his address out of it? Why would you say he edited it? Like, that's a very misleading statement to your entire audience. You're basically telling them that there's something different in the letter, and you're making them think that I'm doing some sort of evil, nefarious thing with the letter to make it sound different than it was. When in reality, you're being exposed for not telling the full truth, just like you did with Sweet Baby Inc., just like you did with Critivo, just like you're doing with me right now. It's one of those things that you always fall back on. You only tell part of the story to try to push your narrative out there, and people aren't falling for it. They listen to me. They understand that I give the full story, and it makes them realize that you're not a good person. So at the end of the day, that's where we're at with this, and I can't thank you guys enough for the money. Appreciate you and the support you guys have been given. It's absolutely insane. Community's been amazing. The channel's been blowing up and growing thanks to Alyssa. So I guess if she wants to keep coming at me, she's going to keep making the channel blow up again. If that's what you want out of this, okay. But honestly, I'd rather just get back to talking about gaming. I really prefer doing that. But clearly, Alyssa loves the attention, so we'll see what she ends up doing from here. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you guys so much again for your support, and as always, you stay smashing.
Today I want to identify, target, and destroy. Smash,